One of the bigger questions fans have been asking with Infinity War is how will this feed into the future of the MCU? Having seen the movie, I think it's safe to say that it feels like a contained story, while also being one half of an epic cinematic journey all at the same time. So let's take a look at where the original Cinematic Avengers team stands rounding out Phase 3. And for the sake of clarity, we'll mostly be using their made-up names.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
Okay, at the end of Infinity War, Thanos wins! Half of life in the entire universe is vaporized, including some of our favorite heroes. But all of the original Avengers are alive and not vaporized. Well, except for Hawkeye. Honestly, we have no idea what happens to Hawkeye. He's straight up not in the movie. Moving on. When it comes to Captain America and Black Widow, they serve as mostly muscle in Infinity War, but I would bet that their arcs are going to come to a head in Avengers 4. Cap still has major unresolved beef with Tony, and things are still super awkward between Black Widow and Bruce. Speaking of Hulk, after spending several years as the big guy during Thor Ragnarok, he's rocketed back to Earth in Heimdall's final and heroic moment. Once he's crash-landed on Earth, he has a little trouble getting it, going? It's a funny gag that runs through the movie, but leaves fans curious about the eventual payoff. Bruce makes himself useful in many ways throughout the film, though. I mean, he is a brilliant scientist after all, and even gets to pilot Tony's Hulkbuster suit. Speaking of, Iron Man is spending most of his time in Infinity War traipsing the galaxy with Doctor Strange and Spider-Man. Before he goes on his intergalactic adventure, though, he appears to have a new lease on life. He's engaged to Pepper and is even talking about having kids, 'cause sure. That said, Tony is put through the ringer in Infinity War, almost dying at the hands of Thanos, and seeing most of his allies, including his protege Peter Parker, vaporized before his eyes. If he makes it back to Earth, he's gonna have to patch things up with Cap and make sense of Doctor Strange saying that the end game was beginning. Confused yet? Finally, Infinity War is definitely Thanos' movie, but Thor had the second biggest spotlight. He begins the movie by seeing everything he fought to save in Ragnarok destroyed, including his best friend and his brother. After teaming up with Rocket, he travels the universe and acquires Stormbreaker, a new weapon in the form of a big old axe. And wield that axe he does. While it proves to be successful against hordes of Outriders, Thor fails to strike the fatal blow against Thanos, and Thanos totally rubs it in right before he destroys half of the universe, like a total jerk. After losing everything he holds dear and ultimately failing to kill Thanos, how will our favorite pirate angel proceed from here? And most importantly, will he ever be reunited with his sweet rabbit? For every question that was answered in Infinity War, it feels like 3 new ones were asked. But fortunately, we only have a little over a year to wait until Marvel's Phase 3 Endgame begins. For more insight into all things Avengers Infinity War, be sure to check back to FANDOM. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Clarke Wolfe, and I will see you next time.